is going on, Terra Tribe? This is Nate with Epiphyte Exotics, and I'm coming at you with a video on repotting tassel ferns. This is a Hypersia squarosa. Pot's a little small. It's having at least in my conditions, is having a difficult time staying moist. So I'm gonna switch it up into a bigger pot. I've also got a repot a Myrmophytum celebicum? I can't remember, but I'm gonna plant these two together just to kind of help save some space. So this is a 6-inch net pot. Tassel ferns, you can do what they did with this tassel fern and rope it off from the bottom down, but I find it makes watering a little more difficult, at least for me in my setup. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this 6-inch wire basket, cut a hole out in the center, plant it, put the other plant in, and hang her back up. Let's get to it. So first I'm gonna start with cutting a hole out. This hole doesn't have to be very big, but I do want to allow some room for growth. All right, there it is. I'm gonna free this up. So at least in my condition, I have several fans in here. For me, this is just staying way too dry. You can see there is some issues of it browning here. The new growth is all around pretty good. Tassel ferns do like to have it a little more moist when it comes to their soil. So that's one of the main reasons I'm gonna be repotting it, just to limit the amount of watering, because usually I'll have to either soak this as well as mist it daily, and it just becomes an excess task that can be avoided. We're gonna stand our 6-inch pot up and slowly feed it down through the hole. You wanna be careful with the new tips as to not break them as you go. Carefully tucking them down and in. There we are. I've got some pre-soaked sphagnum here with a little perlite. I'm just gonna position it at the bottom. There we are. From here, I'm gonna take a bag of our Epiphyte and Orchid mix, which will work really well for both the tassel fern and the ant plant. Give it a good little mix. Add a nice base layer in there. Just like that. Get this guy unpotted. Oh yeah. Got a lot of nice beneficial mycorrhizae growing in that soil. So, sorry about that, battery died. So we unpotted the ant plant. As you can see, it's got a lot of mycorrhizae growing. We want to kind of start to seed that into this new pot here. So I've taken some of that bottom soil that's full of mycorrhizae here. So from here, I'm going to create a concave divot, position the ant plant, and then pot. Now our bromeliad, orchid, or general epiphyte mix is really good for a lot of different plants that do well with roots that enjoy breathing. It's chock full of beneficial macronutrients, and we have also seeded it with products to help your plant thrive. So there we are. We have the tassel fern hanging below. We have the ant plant up top. Our next step is wire. Now you can choose to wire if you'd like. I'm gonna use 12 gauge stainless. I'm gonna create a double hook. Get out a nice coil of it. Give it a snip. I would say this is all of 16 or 18 inches. Maybe a little bit more than what we're gonna need, but it never hurts to have a little extra. From here, we're gonna take our pliers, kind of measure out, create one hook, bring that on up through the basket, bend it, bend that hook over. I like to put a twist in mine, especially if it's going to be potted for a while. You don't always have to. Again, this 12 gauge isn't always the easiest to twist, but if you can get it started, it'll go on you. And then just bend that back to lock it in place. So there's one side. Now I'm going to be hanging this higher up in the rafters across the 2x4. So I just want to give myself some space. Create a hook. And then we'll come back, eyeball it, bring it back up underneath. Just like that. Straighten this out so you can hook it. There we are. Not the greatest hook in the world, but if I was good at wire bending, I'd probably be making necklaces. There you have it. Important step, at least for me. Add the labels back, and you're done. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and take care.